morning and welcome back to this channel. I'm very excited to say this. I'm going on a new travel trip during these last months. Of course, we couldn't leave our country due to the pandemic, but now the borders in Europe are opening back up. I'm actually going to the Faroe Islands. Gonna head to Paris first, gonna change flights, and just gonna take you along for this whole journey, show you how I get there, what kind of measurements are in place. Of course, I'm going to be very careful, going to wear my mask at all times during the flying process. Also, of course, keeping my distance as far as possible. And just very excited for this new adventure. So let's get started and let's get to Zurich Airport. And here I am in Paris. I landed at Charles de Gaulle Airport about 1.5 hours ago. Had some issues with my Uber driver, but now I'm here in this very basic hotel. It's just for one night. I'm gonna continue my trip tomorrow. Gonna fly to Copenhagen, but I just wanna quickly walk through my trip so far, what kind of measurements were in place, and just in general what it was like for me to travel in Europe during this pandemic. So as I told you, I drove to Zurich Airport. There the situation was quite relaxed. There were not too many people at the airport and no masks were required inside the airport. However, when you got to the security area, you had to wear masks. Then in the waiting area for the plane, you could take it off again and then of course wear it on the plane. I have to say I was flying with Air France and they didn't leave out seats, which I found a bit disappointing. I was hoping for them to just give people a little more space, but of course you were wearing your masks. Then the flight to Paris, very nice. I was really happy to be up in the air again. And then we landed at the airport. I'm gonna head outside, get something to eat for dinner, and then get to bed early as I have to get up very early in the morning. Alright, just made a few steps out the hotel. The village I'm in is called Meny-Amelot, a small French village. I must say there are many hotels here as it's really close to the airport. Of course, it's literally just over there in the distance, but I have to say it has got some charm to it. I'm gonna see what I can get for dinner and I'll see you tomorrow morning very early to catch my flight to Copenhagen, and we'll see how traveling during a pandemic is over there. Good morning. It has been a short but quite relaxing night. It's just gone 5:30 in the morning. I'm gonna get picked up by the hotel shuttle. I spent way too much money yesterday on Uber, so I'm quite glad I'm getting picked up today. It's only a 10-minute ride to the airport, and then of course my flight is gonna be at 7:10 out to Copenhagen. Should be a short flight as well. So let's get going and let's finish this trip to the Faroe Islands. Checking out. And here I am, I made it to the Faroe Islands. Tomorrow I'm gonna be talking more about why I chose to come here and why I'm already so fascinated by this amazing landscape. There are still a few things to figure out. How do I get around this island and how do I get food? I just want to talk a little bit about my experience while traveling during a pandemic in Europe. So I changed in Copenhagen, got on another plane there. Actually, the plane from Paris to Copenhagen was very comfortable. They were leaving out seats. That was Air France as well. And then I changed in Copenhagen. Masks are mandatory in Copenhagen airport. And then on the plane to Vágar airport here on the Faroe Islands, they didn't leave out seats. So it was a little crowded, but everybody was wearing masks. And then when I got here straight to the corona check, they just took a small sample in my mouth. It wasn't uncomfortable at all, it didn't hurt. So they took my contact details and I'm expecting to hear from them tonight. The sooner the better, because then I can plan my next adventures on this island. But thank you very much for coming along for this trip leading up to this big adventure that is the Faroe Islands. I'm very excited to bring it to you and I'm so excited to be traveling again. This is going to be amazing here, and thank you for coming along and I'll see you in the next video.